Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. So for today I'm going to be ranking all the eyeshadow palettes that I tried in the month of September. I have been dreading this ranking. I have been delaying it, putting it off because holy moly I tried amazing palettes. So if you like eyeshadow palettes, if you like ranking videos, then please stick around for today's video and make sure you are subscribed before leaving today. I really do appreciate you all so much for taking your time and hanging out with me. I have 7 palettes to rank for you all today. Let me just start off by saying all of these palettes, the formula, top notch, amazing. It's just personal preference where they fell in the ranking. But, you know, depending on my mood tomorrow, these could rank differently. So let's just go ahead and jump into number 7. And this probably will not be a surprise where this one fell. But this is the Chucky Crazy in Love palette from Glamlight. This palette, I have never seen Chucky. Like, I'm not someone who would just watch this. It terrifies me. I've seen bits and pieces. But this is the inside the palette. I mainly got this because I needed one good smoky, grungy, gray, black palette. And I got it. But I bought this before Ghostface was revealed and launched. I did purchase Ghostface. So this one right here may potentially be decluttered in the future. I did not reach for it often, but the looks that I did create with this palette, I thought they were so beautiful. But depending on how similar this is to Ghostface, I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, formula is amazing. It's just a color story. It was a bit out of my comfort zone with that one, but I'm happy that I have it. I was too scared to miss out on it and it go out of stock because I did regret not picking it up last year. So I'll just have to compare it to Ghostface and see which one I like more, things like that. But I am very biased when it comes to Scream, so I probably already know that one's going to be more of my jam. So next, number 6, this is from Unearthly Cosmetics. This is the Fairy Frolic palette. This little packaging right here, it's so cute. This one was sent to me, and then the inside is a fall dream. I love these shades. They all look so beautiful with one another. Mixing and matching, it doesn't matter. Like, you can't mess this up. Whatever shade you pair with one another, it's going to be beautiful. And I love the looks that I created. Cannot get enough of that palette. I literally had to like put it down so I could play with my other shadows. So coming in at number 5, this is from Gourmand Girls, and this is the Haunted palette, and this is in collaboration with Doodles by the Bunny. This one was sent to me as well. This is the color story. It is so versatile. You can get so many different looks with this palette. That's one thing that you need to consider when buying palettes. How many looks can you get with it? You know what I'm saying? If you would mix and match, things like that. But this palette right here gives you range, depth, variety, and the shimmers are so beautiful. Gourmand Girls has a very solid formula. It doesn't matter what palette they launch, you know the quality is going to be good because they just have, like, the past palettes are so nice. So yeah, this is probably my favorite palette from them. I love it, and I love the looks that I create. Probably, if not a doubt, one of my favorite spooky palettes in my collection. It's just that good. Let's see, we're at number 4. This is Ghost Town from Nomad Cosmetics. This one was sent to me. The packaging, they nailed it. I mean, they always do. I love the story they portray, the color stories, the aesthetic. I mean, they kill it every time. And as far as the formulation goes with this one, the shimmers are outstanding. I love that they listened to the customer feedback and they changed their shimmer formula. Well, at least I could say that about this palette right here. So hopefully going forward we'll see awesome shimmers from them. But the matte formula is incredible. This one, I just have to be careful that I don't get too much of like a gray cool toned look. So I mean, obviously it's going to be cool tone, but I have to think about it with this palette. Like, I can't just dive in and get like an effortless look. I have to kind of think about it and play with them before I just get like a smoky look, because their palettes tend to be pretty mid-tone to deep. So with my fair skin, I have to be a little cautious and think about it before just throwing them on my face. But I love them, especially this little area right here and like these greens. That's my happy place. But yeah, I love this palette, and the packaging, I was going to put this even higher, and I was like, but this right here, I need to really let you know which ones I use throughout the month. So I just had a few more that I use a little bit more. So coming in at number 3, this was one. I was like, the top 3, I was going back and forth, like 1 or 2, like what do I do? This is the Adep Cosmetic Samarian Sunset palette. I love. Obviously you can see by my look today, which it is the Rich Romance palette from Glamlight. This will be in next month's ranking. But that's what I have on my eyes today. If you're curious, because I feel like you get kind of a similar look with this palette. I love fiery, red, pinky, bright multi-chromes, and that's what you get in this palette. So I fell in love with this immediately. Whenever I opened it in person, I just like, oh, it took my breath away. It was that beautiful. As far as the formulation goes, it's very solid. The only flaw or con for me on this palette would be this matte and this matte. They're very light, and on my fair skin they barely show up. This one, it looks weird whenever I blend it on top of some of these other tones. It almost gets ashy, but like I can make it work. But this shade right here, it just poofs into nothing. It doesn't, like, even on my fair skin, like there's nothing there. But I also heard from some of my friends with deeper skin tone that these two shades were a no-go for them. So, but keep in mind their palettes are magnetic, so if you don't like those, you can pop them out, mix and match your palettes. But they're beautiful, they're shifty and yummy, and I've been using this one a lot. And I do like that there's a few hollow chromes in here, very special shades, and just you know, if you have that palette, you already know what I'm talking about. It's a stunner. Number 2, I was gonna put number 2 at number 1. I was like, okay, I have to save number 1 for the palette that I used every day. So Basic Witch from Bella Beaute Bar. This is number 2. My palette has been well used and loved. I've got mascara and shadow little residue all over it, but this is what the palette looks like. I have used this so many times. I have mixed and matched this palette for just the special shades. Honestly, my happy place when it comes to this palette, I stick with these two mattes. If I just want to like run errands, I want to be presentable, and I do not like attention. And I do not like it when people are looking at me. So typically I'll go to town with more of like a natural glam. But so I will reach into these two and get beautiful wearable shade for me personally, and then I'll pop on a lovely multi-chrome on top. That is where I love this palette. I love how versatile it is. You can get very soft looks, or you can get deep vampy witchy looks. This palette right here is so stunning, and I almost skipped on it, and I was like, nope. Because honestly, the Haunted palette from Gourmand Girls kind of gave me similar vibes, so I was going to skip on it initially, and then I was like, nope, I definitely need to pick it up. And I'm so glad that I did, because I love these shimmers in here, and the mattes are beautiful. It was the pinks for me. The pinks, I'm not a pink lover, so I almost skipped it because of the pinks up here, but they're beautiful, and you can mix and match it with some of the other mattes, and if you don't like pinks. But if you love pinks, you're going to really enjoy this palette. She's beautiful, and I'm going to continue to use it. That's why I was taken back by its beauty and the formulation. If you have that palette, I'm sure it's probably been one of your most used palettes this month as well. So coming in at number 1, this is the Danessa Myricks Beauty Groundwork Defining Neutrals palette. I actually won this in a giveaway. I was very, very excited. I still have to glue this back on. It fell off. But as far as the inside goes, guys, it's a neutral lover's dream. I mean, come on. But for me, I just love this on the eyes. I'm not a fan of it on my face. I do know that I have tried it like that and it will get the job done. But for me, I just prefer it on my eyes and my brows. I have used this every single day since I got it, but it is kind of newer to me. But I love it that much that I can confidently put it at number 1, because I love a very neutral crease and a multi-chrome on top. That is what I just love to do. And then the pomade, it's a beautiful formulation. It's almost squishy, like a Play-Doh texture. It's not cream, but it's not, you know, too dry. Like, it's very, you can manipulate it by just pressing it. I love putting that all over the lid and then finding the correct powder and just kind of setting it. It looks so beautiful. I look at this, and believe it or not, I feel inspired to play and mix and match. I will say that my Patrick Ta palette, I wish that this Danessa Myricks palette had this little flap here to protect the pomades, because the powder shades will mix in there. Just wanted to note that. But yeah, I cannot stop reaching for it. I literally put this in my makeup bag. It's going to go with me everywhere because I love it that much. I think the packaging, even though mine needs glued back on, I think it just looks nice and expensive, and I was definitely going to get this. I was just going to wait for a sale first, but I'm so happy that I do have it. But yeah, guys, those are all of my 7 palettes that I have been loving and using all of September into October. Let me know down below some palettes that you have been using, or maybe some that are on your wish list. Are you buying all of these new palettes, or are you just shopping your stash, because holy moly, it is overwhelming seeing all these new launches. But that's going to do it for today's video. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're doing well. I hope that you are healthy, happy, and safe. Stay beautiful. Bye, guys.